Hi guys, it is Tiny Little Whispers ASMR. I thought I would do something a bit different and share a true crime story with you guys. True crime is very intriguing for me, and a small part of me wishes that I could become a detective. But I know I might not be the best at it. I like to listen to a lot of true crime podcasts, as well as watch TV shows related to true crime. Today, I'm going to share with you guys the story of the West Mesa serial killer. So, the West Mesa is an area outside of Albuquerque, New Mexico. It is approximately 100 acres. The West Mesa is basically large cliffs with a very large flat-topped area. In the year 2006, developers decided to start building on the West Mesa. Due to the housing crash in 2008, the whole area was halted and no homes were ever built. A retaining wall was built at some point between 2006 and 2008. This in turn caused the ground to be moved and turned over. We're going to fast forward to the year 2009. A woman was walking her dog along the West Mesa. Her dog brought back a bone. At first, the woman assumed that this bone was possibly an animal bone, but she showed a photo of the bone to her sister, who was a nurse at the time. Her sister stated that the bone was a human bone. Due to the area, the woman assumed the bone could have easily come from an ancient burial site. She alerted police to the bone, but when police arrived, they were startled to find the bone came from a more recent year. Upon further further investigation, the police found the remains of 11 women along the West Mesa. One of the women was pregnant at the time her remains were found. It is unclear if she knew she was pregnant at the time of her death or not. These 11 women were between the ages of 15 and 32 years old. 10 of the 11 women were of Hispanic descent, and they had very similar body types and even facial features. One of the women was a 15-year-old. Her name was Selenia Edwards. She was the only woman who was not of Hispanic descent. Selenia was of African American descent, and she was a runaway from another state. The rest of the women were strictly from Albuquerque, New Mexico. All of the women, including the out-of-state Selenia, were known to be prostitutes and also to be into drug use. These women all went missing between the years 2001 to 2005. Back when the women went missing, due to their poor choice in life habits, most of the families of the victims were told that their family members were most likely either not missing and just runaways, or they had passed due to their habits and life choices. At the time, there was no thought of a serial killer. One detective, however, had found that approximately 17 to 18 women had gone missing between the years of 2001 to 2005. She created a list of all of these women that had gone missing suspiciously. Of her list of 18 people, 11 of those women were found on the West Mesa. Police were able to pull satellite records. Unfortunately, they never spotted the serial killer or any major evidence, but they were able to see when new graves popped up due to the disturbed crowd on the West Mesa. The graves and remains were buried between the years 2001 to 2005. If you remember, in the year 2006, the development came into the West Mesa and started prepping the land for future homes. This makes me believe that either the serial killer moved on and found a new burial ground, or something else kept the killer from killing. Typically, a force of nature has to stop a serial killer. This could simply be they moved out of state, or they were placed behind bars, or they passed away. Due to the development coming, they could have easily seen the issues that could arise and could have moved out of state. Due to the West Mesa being so large, the full area is unable to be searched, and there may be other remains along the West Mesa. There were two suspects that the police were able to come up with, but unfortunately neither have been tried or convicted to be the West Mesa serial killer. One major suspect goes by the name of Joseph Blea. Back in 2009, when the bodies were found along the West Mesa, Blea's first wife called police and stated that he was most likely the killer. Police had already been aware of Joseph Blea, as he had several run-ins with the law, both with drugs and prostitution. Currently, Blea is serving a 90-year sentence in prison. This is for a crime and assault that is unrelated to the West Mesa case. His DNA was also found on an escort that had passed back in 1985. He was never charged in connection with that crime. Apparently, Blea was caught trying to strangle another escort, but no charges were ever filed. Blea was known to frequent the bad parts of Albuquerque, and he was known to have been familiar with several of the victims found on the West Mesa. In 2009, after the bodies were found, police searched Joseph Blea's home and found a lot of underwear and jewelry that were not any of his family members. Police have never stated if these items belonged to any of the victims. At this point, there is no hard evidence that links Joseph Blea to be the West Mesa serial killer. I find it hard to believe that Blea was the killer and just stopped killing. If he is in fact the West Mesa serial killer, I believe he would have found another burial ground after the development of the West Mesa started. Since Blea is now in jail, we do not have to worry about him anymore on the streets. Another suspect in this case was named Lorenzo Montoya. Lorenzo actually died in the year 2006. So remember, the bodies were buried between 2001 to 2005. They were not found until 2009. Lorenzo lived near the West Mesa and was also known to frequent the East Corridor, which is the part of Albuquerque which has a lot of drugs and escorts. He was also caught by police in the act of trying to strangle an escort, but he was also never charged with the crime, as all charges were dismissed. Lorenzo ended up getting murdered himself out of self-defense. Lorenzo had invited an escort to his trailer, and he proceeded to murder the escort. The escort's boyfriend happened to be nearby, and when the escort did not return at the predetermined time, the boyfriend went to Lorenzo's home in search for her. The boyfriend found that Lorenzo had killed his girlfriend, and a fight ensued. Out of self-defense, the boyfriend shot and killed Lorenzo. Unfortunately, Lorenzo will never be able to be questioned and see if he is connected to the murders of the West Mesa. I do find that Lorenzo could be a credible serial killer, as he was killed in December 2006. Since then, there have been no mysterious disappearances of women in the Albuquerque, New Mexico area. His passing could easily explain why there have been no disappearances and no more bodies found. I do hope that one day we will receive answers about this case and be able to find out who the actual West Mesa serial killer is. I hope you guys enjoyed listening to this true crime case today. If you guys enjoyed this topic, let me know in the comments down below. I do plan on making more videos on this subject matter in the future for you guys. If you managed to stay awake and to pay attention for this whole video, I would love to hear your thoughts on the case and see who you believe the West Mesa serial killer is. I hope you guys